Hello and welcome to Minnesota Medleys. I'm here with Jess. Jess, who are you here with?
Somebody who's turning 50 tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, I'm here with Travis.
Oh, well, but tomorrow is the 30th because this episode is released on January 29th.
Well, we're recording it on the 28th, and...
Oh, it is the 28th.
Yeah.
And then it'll be released tomorrow. Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Thanks for putting up with the first 30 seconds of this episode. We want to say thank you to all of you that tuned into our last episode we published a couple weeks ago, where our guest was Julie Jo Larson. She's still out there trekking across this great state of Minnesota. And
she was recently at the Wings... the cafe at the airport.
Yes, that was really great. She just mentioned us on Facebook because she was down in New Ulm.
Yeah.
So yes, of course, New Ulm has to be added to our list of wonderful towns that we will cover in the future. That list just grows daily, and I think if we ever really wanted to, and this is something, I don't know if we would actually do this, but we could probably just do towns every week. A new town.
Yeah.
And
that'd be so fun.
And it would be just fine.
Yeah.
But I want to explore resorts too. And I want us to
some of those towns could have resorts.
Well, that's true. But I also want to explore more things about hot dish. And that kind of thing. So anyway, this week we had an interview with a couple of folks down Winona way. And they were Eileen Muller, who is the managing director of the Frozen River Film Festival. Really encourage everyone to go to frff.org. The film festival goes from February 4th through February 11th. It is an amazing week-long event.
So
I mean, there's
cool.
over 100 films, from little bitty short ones to feature length, and there's a ton of events going on. And so I really encourage people to look at their website, frff.org. And then we also
spoke with Eric Barnard.
Yep, Eric Barnard.
And he is a board member of the Recreation Alliance of Winona, recreationalliance.com. And then he also has a company called Big River Climbing Guides, which that is the name of their website, bigriverclimbingguides.com. And they have kind of a piggybacking sort of a thing going on with their events, because he's got a Winona Ice climbing festival coming up with his organization that happens about 11 days after.
Yeah.
So my suggestion during our interview was, why not just take the whole month and be down in Winona, just check out Airbnbs or something and stay there for the month. And
the climbing festival is from February 22nd to the 25th.
Yes.
If you go to bigriverclimbingguides.com, there is, in one of the headers, is Ice Climbing Festival. You go to that and you can register. They also have climbing clinics. They have a lot of giveaways going on. As Eric said, they really just want to draw attention to not just the businesses, but the beauty of Winona, its location. And these are both amazing organizations doing some amazing events. And so we don't want to talk about it too much. We should hear from the pros, the experts. And let's hear a little from Eileen Muller and Eric Barnard.
Here they are.
And here we are with Eileen Muller, the managing director of Frozen River Film Festival, and Eric Barnard, who is a board member of the Recreation Alliance of Winona, and his company, Big River Climbing Guides, puts on the Winona Ice Climbing Festival. Both of these festivals take place in Winona, and they are both occurring.
Incredible.
Yeah, and in February.
February.
Well, welcome to both of you. Thank you for joining us on the phone here.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, excited to be here.
All right,
Thank you.
Right on.
We did explain a little bit to our listeners already that we had a technical follow-up on our end, and we had already done interviews, and then we deleted them. And as Eric said, I don't know how you're going to top the previous ones,
Yeah.
but we're going to give it a shot.
Yeah. Everybody's just going to have to believe us that it was
excellent.
monumental.
It was amazing. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, let's if we could we start with Eileen regarding the Frozen River Film Festival? Can you tell us when that was founded, and were you with it since its inception?
Well, the festival was founded in 2005 when I was graduating from high school.
All right.
So I was not there when it was born.
Okay.
But we are in our 19th year, and this is my 4th year with the festival.
Sweet.
I started in the midst of the pandemic in 2020.
Okay.
We are a nonfiction film festival, so documentary films.
Yeah.
We are the only all documentary film festival in Minnesota. We're very proud of that.
Yeah.
And we were sort of founded because there wasn't a lot of wintertime arts and culture events happening in Winona at the time.
Right.
And so really it came from like some arts folks coming together along with some folks from our visitors bureau who wanted to really have something that was arts and culture focused in sort of those months when being in Minnesota in the winter gets really dark and you're really desperate for something to do.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that's
the
how
old
we came
cabin
to be.
fever. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's excellent.
great.
We should make sure everyone knows here. For one thing, Frozen River Film Festival, the website is frff.org. Great, very, very informative website. Suggest everybody check that out. And then right off the top here, we should let people know, what are the dates for the festival?
We run from Sunday, February 4th through Sunday, February 11th, and I am aware that Sunday is the Super Bowl. But we do finish our programming right around 5 o'clock, so you can fully participate in the entire festival and still get home in time to watch the Super Bowl. So
that's some impressive planning. That is,
it's good to note. Good to note.
Yep, that's called working smarter, not harder. And then also, there's so much work, I'm sure, for the festival leading up to it. A lot of the work is done by volunteers. Is that something you're currently still looking for as of the airing of this episode, January 29th? Is that something you are always getting right up to it?
Yes, we do have quite a few volunteer opportunities, and we are still looking for some volunteers in particular. One of the things that we need assistance with, and if people are up in the Twin Cities area and want to come to the festival, we have some filmmakers that are planning to come to Winona from all over the country, a couple internationally, and we depend on volunteer drivers to get those folks from the airport to the festival. But it's a great opportunity to get to know some really interesting people. And we do thank those volunteer drivers by giving them a pass to the festival. So,
that's very cool.
If anyone loves driving, loves navigating the airport, please reach out. We would love to have your help and have you at the festival. And it's a great way to, if you really like meeting new people or learning about people that do interesting jobs, that is such a great volunteer opportunity.
It really sounds like it would be.
Okay. And I think I see on your website at frff.org under the About tab, there's a drop-down menu to volunteer. Is that the best way to do it, or should people go to contact and make a call, or...
I do recommend using the volunteer page. The contact information for our volunteer manager is there.
Great.
They're accessible at FRFF volunteer at frff.org. Very easy to get a hold of. So yeah, we would welcome some more volunteers. That would be great.
Okay, great. Well, we'll make sure we help get the word out about that too. It's a worthy cause. So what are some of the criteria for someone to be featured, even considered to be shown? You mentioned it's documentary only. What other hoops do filmmakers have to jump to be considered?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And it's so fascinating to me as someone who did not come up in sort of the film industry. We begin accepting film submissions basically the day after the last festival ended. So we started accepting submissions for this festival on February 13th, 2023. And then filmmakers can submit their festival. We accept short films and feature length and everything in between. So some films are 3 minutes long, some of them are 90 minutes. And then we have submissions open through about September. And we have a wonderful committee of volunteers. This is another volunteer opportunity, who are the screening committee. So it's those volunteers that watch the films when they come in. They rate and review them. They leave comments. And the cool thing about that is that means that all of the films that we end up choosing have been previewed by people who are of this community. And so they're really watching these films with our community in mind, with the Winona community, our other folks that come from, within an hour throughout the region.
Yeah.
And so we try to get a lot of films that speak to things that are going on in Minnesota, things that are going on regionally. But also there are a lot of really exciting stories about people all over the globe. I think we have films from 14 different countries that are going to be in this festival.
Very cool.
Great.
So, and we sort of do let the, what is defined as a documentary be a little bit squishy. Some films are much more artsy, but they're not documentary. And sometimes we know that we have this cool arts community, and sometimes we want to see something that's a little bit weird and a little bit off the beaten path. So it's a really interesting process. But we had almost 250 films submitted to us, and we narrowed that down to about 75 films that will be shown during the festival.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I will say that volunteer film screener sounds like a really fun thing to do.
It really does.
Yes, and you don't even have to get out of your pajamas.
Isn't that so great?
Well, I rarely do. So that works out wonderfully. What else besides films and that kind of thing? What else goes on at the film festival? What other events take place?
Yeah, well, this is where our friend Eric comes in. We partner with some other organizations. So the Recreation Alliance of Winona presents a luminary hike, and that takes place on the Friday of the festival, Friday, February 9th.
Okay.
And so their organization plans that, and then we contribute some films to be shown outdoors on the frozen river, which is very nice. And then we also have quite a few workshops that are taught by people in the filmmaking industry. Those are all free. They're open to anyone who wants to participate. We also have a panel discussion this year that I'm really excited about that is all Minnesota filmmakers. So they're going to be talking about the filmmaking landscape in our state and the different kinds of films they make, the stories they want to tell. And that's also a free opportunity. We also have a couple social events that are good chances for film fans to meet filmmakers. So lots of opportunities to really connect, because that's what's really at the heart of this festival, is bringing people together, giving them something interesting to talk about and connect with each other over.
Very
Fabulous.
Very cool. So would we direct people to frff.org again? Do they go under events, say if they're planning a trip down to Winona from the cities or something like that, and they can only be there Wednesday through, Friday or something like that? Is there a schedule of events? I think I'm seeing a calendar.
Yes, we have a page, frff.org/schedule, and the entire schedule's on there, and it makes it really easy to click into stuff if you want to buy tickets or a pass. That page is a great place to start.
Perfect. Well, again, this is the Frozen River Film Festival going on February 4th through the 11th in Winona. Volunteers probably still needed, even when we air this episode, probably leading right up to it. We also, as we mentioned before, do have Eric Bernard here, who, as we mentioned, is a board member of the Recreation Alliance of Winona, and his company, Big River Climbing Guides, of course, is putting on the Winona Ice Climbing Festival. Eric, thank you. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us today.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. How long have you been involved with the Recreation Alliance of Winona?
From its inception, I believe we started in 2017 as a nonprofit outdoor advocacy organization.
Yeah. Okay. And we see one of the many things they do in Winona is they maintain the Winona Ice Park, which, of course, is where the Winona Ice Climbing Festival is held. That is February 22nd through the 25th. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And how do people get involved in doing a little ice climbing for that?
So this is our first year having an ice climbing festival. We kind of got to the point where we've seen the park growing and the reach and so many people coming, and kind of have gotten to the point of that it was time for us to actually have a festival. We have people every year, when are you going to have an ice fest? What are you going to have an ice fest? And, and so we finally just decided to pull the trigger this year on it. So we have a lot to measure up to if we want to try to be anywhere near Frozen River Film Festival, which has always been every year. My stick to people every year is always like, you need to come usually the second week of February for Frozen River Film Festival. It's the best weekend in Winona every year. So I'm gonna still stick with that this year.
Okay.
It's the best weekend because I
Yeah.
don't know how it's gonna get.
Right.
But it might turn out to be a tie. We'll see.
Okay.
But,
okay. Well.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just became something that a lot of climbers come into town just really have been asking. Like, I think they just saw the fact of our proximity of where the park is, being right in town. It's easy access to all the businesses and restaurants, hotels, Airbnbs, and all of that. So
Definitely.
it's got doesn't have a lot of roadblocks,
Right.
as far as the festival goes, and so. Decided to pull the trigger this year and have the first ever Winona Ice Climbing Festival.
Well,
That is great.
It's a very cool idea, and I do see your company, Big River Climbing Guides, and your website, bigriverclimbingguides.com. Some of the headers there, sure enough, there's Winona Ice Fest, and if people go to that, I see that is the spot where one would go to register.
Yeah, correct. So we have one of the goals for the Ice Fest is to make ice climbing more accessible for people, but then also really to show off Winona as well.
Cool.
And so, it's $30 to register for the Ice Fest, and that gets you a bunch of different deals, from like a free pint at the brewery in town and a free coffee at Ridgeland's Coffee in town, and you get an appetizer from a couple restaurants, and there's free yoga at the brewery on Saturday morning.
Oh, fun.
And you can demo equipment we have a bunch of international outdoor companies like La Sportiva and Scarpa and Petzl, and these huge international companies that are all bringing tons of equipment for people to be able to try out as well.
Very cool.
And then we have climbing clinics from all different levels. Festivals Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and all of the clinics on Thursday are just going to be for Winona area residents, and those are going to be free. And
that's
then
very cool.
Friday and Saturday, we'll have clinics, everything from introduction clinics to advanced clinics to we're running on Saturday a family climbing clinic where one parent, one child can take an ice climbing clinic together as well. And those are an additional fee to take those clinics, but still really reasonable. And then in the evening, we have after climb socials at different businesses around town. We'll have like a short film set. We have a chainsaw ice carver who will do a live ice carving downtown in one of our open spaces. And then we'll have, there'll be live music every night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Saturday night.
Oh, wow, nice.
The registration is that you get into the Winona Ice Fest after party, where there'll be live music and an after party as well, to kind of just bring everybody together.
Oh my gosh, this sounds so awesome. And I think your reach is going to go very far because you guys have become internationally known. I mean, you are one of 4 ice parks in the United States. Is that right?
Yeah, 5. But
5.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I just literally an hour and a half ago got off the phone with a woman who was wanting to really lock in some equipment rentals and that because her and 4 friends are flying from Boston.
Oh my gosh,
nice.
Come to the
so
Ice
great.
Fest.
That is awesome.
And she was like, I can only be there Thursday, Friday because we have to fly back Saturday because I have kids.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
And there's people coming from Oregon from it. Couple big groups from Kansas, Oklahoma City. Like people are coming from all over the country to come climb at the ice park in Winona. So it's like
How fun.
it's become at first it was regionally significant, and now it's becoming nationally significant. And local businesses are really excited for it too, just because that's a time of year where a lot of our local businesses can really use that economic bump.
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
Get through the winter and get ready for the spring and summer tourism. And so
Most
really
definitely.
is kind of one of the secondary goals is really get people to Winona and see what an awesome town it is and show off like what we have for our downtown businesses.
Yeah, that's like you said. I mean, this is the time of year that small businesses, any little bump is much appreciated. By the way, I am looking at the home screen to the Winona Ice Fest on your BigRiverClimbingGuides.com. And I'm happy to pay the $30 registration cost because I see free fries at Heirloom Bistro. And that's really, sold.
The goal was to try to make it like a $30 value. So
definitely.
yes, we rely on those registration fees for us to be able on the front end to be able to pay for venue reservations and guest speakers and all of that. But so we wanted to make it so that you're supporting the festival, but you're also going to get $30 worth of value from it. So it's kind of a wash.
Absolutely,
it gets people in town. And I mean, these climbing clinics look like an absolute blast too.
All walks of life.
All walks of life where people can just go and be comfortable doing something new and have a blast. It is really... So both of these festivals are just... Well, how nice for Winona to have
February is just a knock it out of the park
to have both
kind of
Eileen
month.
and Bernard and Eric there. That's just amazing.
Well, and I think too, I mean, why not just rent an Airbnb for the whole month? You might as well just be in Winona for the whole month. It's such a short month anyway. You can just be there for all of it.
I forgot when we were talking before, but Eileen had an awesome saying as far as it was something to do with like
hard pants.
I don't know. The hard pants.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So, Eileen, please tell our listeners what hard pants are.
For ice climbing, I am assuming it's recommended to have quote unquote hard pants, which are jeans, things like that. But the nice thing about the film festival is that if you are averse to any sort of situation involving hard pants, you can watch online and stay home.
Oh, yeah.
Wear sweatpants, whatever kind of soft attire you wish.
Soft pants,
It's the soft pants.
Soft and hard pants episode here on Minnesota Medley.
That's right.
In our household, we call them quitters.
Oh, that is great.
I put it on my quitters. I'm throwing in the towel. I put my quitters on.
There you
my
go.
gosh,
There you go.
I love the lingo. Well, both of you, thank you very, very much.
Yes.
We wish you both the most luck possible.
Yep.
Yeah, for both the Frozen River Film Festival and
we hope it's cold enough.
Yeah.
But we also hope that it's steering clear of any severe weather so everybody can get there,
Well, no matter what, there's just fun stuff going on. No matter what. And of course with the Winona Ice Climbing Festival, I suppose we can wrap it up with that. We just appreciate all of this, and our thanks again to Eileen Muller, the managing director of the Frozen River Film Festival. Thank you, Eileen. And thank you to Eric Bernard, whose company Big River Climbing Guides at BigRiverClimbingGuides.com is putting on the Winona Ice Climbing Festival thank you.
And to
both of
Eric's
you.
son for bearing with us as we stole your dad for a brief bit.
Yep, thank you to Eric's son. Yep.
He's gone. He's already skiing.
He's already out on the hill.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Already bombed half a hill, I'm sure. Yep. Good for him.
Thank you both
Thank you
so much.
both very, very
Thank
much.
you.
Yes.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys.
Absolutely.
See you this February.
All
We'll
right.
see you.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So would you, a question for you.
I wanted to talk to them twice.
You did. Well, just so happens because
I got to.
the first interview was accidentally deleted.
Whoops.
We were able to take advantage of their extreme generosity,
Yeah.
Eileen and Eric's generosity,
Flexibility,
of their time,
kindness.
flexibility, kindness to interview with us. Again.
Patience.
Thanks again. Thanks again for sharing all that again.
And thanks for being patient with the podcasters. That's greatly appreciated.
Yep.
You know,
that'd be a great band name. Patience
Patience
with the
with the
podcasters.
Podcasters.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
yeah. No, I was just gonna say, this is their first. I think Eric mentioned it's their first ice festival, their first annual.
Yes.
And I love that they
Yeah.
say first annual ice festival. So it's gonna happen again, folks.
Yeah.
It's gonna,
without a doubt.
and
yeah.
just like I think everything that we've been talking about as far as annual festivals, they just get bigger and better every year. So I can't wait to see what happens.
Well, and I love that that's something that Minnesotans will do is
Yeah.
if you give us something different, something unique,
Yep.
whether it be a real challenge to our bodies or our minds or anything like that, there's something amazing about how we'll tackle it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We'll engage.
Yeah.
We'll partake. And it's in February, I think, which between that and January are historically the coldest months of the season in
Could have fooled
Minnesota.
me this January, but
yeah, we'll see.
yeah.
We're not to February yet.
It's
though,
true.
either.
We're not. But things can change.
Things can change, but we'll do it. And especially when they're done so well,
Yeah.
like they are. As Eric had mentioned, he tells people who are organizing the climbing festival with him, the bar is the Frozen River Film Festival.
Yep.
That it's just done so well. And so our best of luck to them, not that they need our luck. I do want to remind people that if you go to frff.org, on their homepage, the tabs across the top, there's home, donate, festival, all these things. Go to about. There's a drop-down menu, volunteer, follow instructions there. They can always use more help. And that'd be a fun getaway too.
Yeah.
As Eileen said, you volunteer, you get free passes.
Yep.
So consider that absolutely. And make sure you're back down there from February 22nd through the 25th for the Ice Climbing Festival.
Oh my gosh, only $30
Yeah,
for
it's
that
$30.
whole
And
festival.
you get just a bunch of ton stuff.
Ton of free stuff
coupons
and
for different
credits.
businesses
Oh my
around
gosh.
town. We can't say enough about these two organizations.
Yeah.
Frozen River Film Festival going on from the 4th of February through the 11th of February. And of course, the Winona Ice Climbing Festival, first ever, going on February 22nd to the 25th. Again, our thanks to Eileen Muller
Many
and
thanks
to
to Eileen and
Eric
Oh my
Barnard.
gosh.
Really appreciate your time.
Yes.
So everyone, check out their websites. Get down to Winona.
Get down Winona Way.
Yeah, get down Winona Way. And thank you for tuning in. We will see you all soon.
Yes. Bye.